I am so excited tonight because tonight I have a young lady that I'm bringing up here, and I see her here. I can invite her. You can send me a request. I can invite her up here, and see if I can get my music to come on here. And come over here to the Instagram, okay? Come over here to Instagram, Queen, for a minute while I get this other one working. We got two things going on. We're going to do an exclusive interview over on YouTube as well because we want to make sure the world gets to find out who Queen Liberatti is. But at the moment, I'm just coming up here to let you know that it's going down over on YouTube. So I need you to come to YouTube, okay? We're going to be over on YouTube and we want you to join us, all right? I got this young lady. She's going to be coming up over there. So follow me at Shout Crystal on YouTube. And when you come over there, we want to make sure that you can see us, all right? So I'm inviting you to come and join us over here. Are you there? Can you hear me?
I'm here.
All right. This light is horrible. My light is horrible. And wow, it is definitely not doing what I wanted to do here today, y'all. I'm trying to get it right.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you just amazing. You sound perfect. Everything is perfect on your side. I told you everything is perfect on your side. I'm trying to get my stuff like I want it to be. But you are absolutely amazing. How you doing tonight?
I'm blessed and highly favored and so excited to be speaking with you tonight.
Well, I'm thankful that you're here. I'm going to just let the people know over on IG that we're over here. And my light is not good. I don't like this light that I have tonight. And working on a lot of technical things. Y'all come meet me over here so I can make sure I got this thing right. How you doing this evening, young lady? I'm so excited to be talking to you. You are such a package. You are a whole package deal. You know how like when you go to the restaurant and forgive me for moving around right now because I'm gonna get this thing like I need it to be yet. I'm gonna get it like I need it to be yet, and when I do, then I will sit still. You know how like when you go and you sometimes you go to the restaurant and you need something and you get a side order, well, and then you have the combo. Well, you're like that combo.
Wow.
You're like a combo, and
That's so nice.
you're the combo deal,
Oh, wow.
definitely. And we got you here tonight because of you won the contest, and we're gonna talk about that in a minute.
Thank you.
Like the light looks amazing over there. Let me see if I can do something here. I think I'm going to switch up and switch cameras real quick. I think in order for me to get my light right, I'm going to switch. Give me a minute. I'm going to switch devices on me. And then we'll be ready to start. Give me just a second. That's what I'm going to do because I don't like the way this light looks. And I can't do this. So give me 1 second. I'm going to put myself on this second device here and then come out of this one. And then we'll be good. Let me see if I can do this right without messing up. What you been doing all day today? Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at some behind the scenes stuff. Okay, so now leave over here. Okay, yes.
Yay.
I like that light much better. I like
Awesome.
that light much better. Much better. Okay, so one more button and then I'm good. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Queen Liberatti.
Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for having me on Story Time with Shout Crystal. I so love it.
Yeah, now that light is so much better. Isn't that better? I could not. You are looking so bright and beautiful.
Thank you. As are you.
I couldn't be next to you looking like that. I had to get my stuff together. You know what I'm saying? I had to get myself together for sure. And it's story time. And you see what I said? It's story time where human beings connect through life experiences.
Yes.
And we're gonna talk about some things tonight, and we're gonna talk about some of your experiences, you know. And before we do that, I just want for all my people out there in Facebook world, LinkedIn world, YouTube world that may not have met you, may not have seen you before, may not know who is the Queen. Who is this young lady they call Queen Liberati? First of all, is that your government name or is your government name Shirley?
My government name is Shirley Touzan, and I always tell the story of how Queen Liberati was birthed
Uh huh.
because Shirley has faced an ordeal of things,
Mhm.
a myriad, a litany of experiences where, to me, she was, even though Shirley is me wholeheartedly, I didn't have the savoir faire, the je ne sais quoi, the confidence, the self esteem or belief in self enough to really come from behind the barrage of hatred, the rejection, abandonment, and all the things that happened to me in my innocent years.
Mhm.
So, Liberati, I created that name as a way to liberate myself free from public opinion. So,
Wow.
liberati means free to be me. I had to
Wow.
create her so that who I am on the inside, who I was created to be, a bright clearing is what my name Shirley means. I couldn't be a bright clearing if Liberati didn't take the wheel for a second. So she took
Right.
the wheel so that Shirley and her could connect. And this is where you have Queen Liberati, because Shirley now understands her worth. No matter what she's gone through, she knows she's somebody special because God don't make junk.
Right.
And I have to see myself through the eyes and the lenses of God.
Yes. Now I noticed that you have a couple of things that you call yourself. You are a suicide rival.
Yes,
You are a writer.
yes,
You are a poet.
yes,
You are a head lifter
yes.
and a wordsmith. I love that when I saw that, the wordsmith. So
Yes.
talk to me about these different titles here. Now, suicide rival. Let's talk about that because I know that when I first met you, there were some things that you said you wanted to do out out here on social media, and you had a mission, and that had to do with bringing some awareness about suicide. Talk to me about why you call yourself a suicide rival.
So I think that's the biggest thing that I am, because I'm a living testimony of God interrupting the plans of the enemy, the plans of the devil, telling me that I'm unworthy. Because when I was 18 years old, and this is after the myriad of things that I had endured as a child. So at 18 years old, before anyone makes any judgment on the matriarchs of my family, I always give a disclaimer, because if you're human, then you understand if you're looking for your daughter and you can't find her, you want to kill her. If she's alive, you're going to kill her because she made you worry. She made you sweat. So by the time I got home at 18 years old, I had left my two daughters at the age of 18. I already had two children, and I never left them before. So, of course, my mother was so scared to death that her baby girl could be, something could be wrong with her, because, again, she never did this before. So here I come waltzing in the next day, high as a kite, drunk as I want to be, was having fun the night before, and too irresponsible to call my mom and tell her I'm out with friends. And so my mom was worried, and so she said, "You know what? If you should have just jumped off of a train track." And though a lot of people may judge her for that, but as a human, I forgive her because I
Of
understand
course.
how, as a mother, worried about her child, that's all she was thinking, I was dead. Okay, so when she said that to me, it resonated deeply, deeper than she may have thought. And so then my grandmother, rest in peace, I was trying to give her a pair of shoes. And she was like, first of all, we're Haitians. I'm a Caribbean woman. So there are certain things you just ain't gonna finna do in no Caribbean household. So my Caribbean matriarch of a grandmother was like, I don't want nothing from evilness like you, in translation, because she was a Haitian woman. And
Hmm.
so I was trying to give her some brand new shoes that could fit my daughters to bring back to Haiti as she was visiting my mom. And when she said that, all I could think about was the fact that here are the two people, the one that birthed the one that I love the most, in the world. And
Mm-hmm.
then her mom is telling me she don't want nothing from me even it's like me. So when they all of those things at that time and everything that may have happened in my life just at that moment, it connected the thoughts, the ideations and the act, they came together. And so as I was about to hang myself in the closet, I heard a small still voice say, and I call it God. Jesus is who I rep. So I call it God and Jesus. They said, he said, I know your life is not good right now. You don't feel okay with life, but if you just hold on just a little while longer, I promise you it'll get better. And better to other people might mean, well, you're a billionaire now and nothing else happened in life that makes you doubt your existence. No, what he meant by better was you will be a testimony for others. You will be someone that keeps people from jumping off the ledge, as I have had many of times. So for me, when I say rival, I rival it because what was meant to take me out at 18 could not by God's intervention. And so I live a purposeful life, no matter how wicked people may deem me to be, to make sure that no one else prematurely interrupts their life because it's not going the way that they want. It's only a moment,
Wow.
so that's why I'm suicide's rival.
So wait a minute. I heard you say something. Did I hear you say that you thought about hanging yourself
That's exactly what I
and you
said.
attempted to take steps to go through the motion of this?
Exactly what happened at 18 years old. That's when the thoughts, the
Wow.
ideations and the thoughts connected. Because you people have ideations and people have thoughts. Some of us deal with things differently, you understand? But that day was the day where I knew it was concretized. That day was when you know what said thought and idea meant actions and they were gonna connect. But God intervened right when I was saying goodbye to my sister. She walked in the door and I said goodbye. She thought I was just saying, later. No, I was saying goodbye. Like we're hanging this up. It's a Sarans. It's a wrap. It's a Reynolds. It's done. I didn't see a purpose, but now I know my purpose. And so I live in that.
Yes, 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 yes. Now, thank you, Lord, that you heard the voice. You said you heard the voice. Let's talk
Yes.
about that for a minute. I'm just grateful that were you had a relationship with a higher power, so that you were tuned in enough to hear someone talking to you. But there are people out here that don't have relationships. There are people out here that are not Christians. They are not religious. They don't have no spirituality. They don't have anything. So when they get down to this point where you felt, they go through the motion because there's nothing to stop them. And so the fact that you said that you are using this experience to now help you stop others from wanting to do this, that's amazing. I have met someone who actually went through the act. And when I heard that that act was taken on that day, you know, that type of suicide is like that's real intentional. That right there, it was so devastating to me. I mean, yeah, I've had friends to put a shotgun to their head and kill themselves, put a gun in their mouth, and all kind of stuff. But a hanging is something about when you hear that, it just sent me chills, and it was like, wow. And this particular person was 9 months pregnant, so that really just it just messed me up. So the first
I'm
thing I want to
sorry
say
that
is
you had
thank.
to lose another, but I lost someone too, and a couple of people. I have a couple
Yeah.
of people that I lost, and when I hear these things, pardon me, but it bothers me greatly, and that's why no matter how hard life is for me, I have to think about the people that didn't have a way out. They didn't have that thought.
Yes.
You know, like one of my friends threw themselves off of a 17th floor building, another one threw himself in front of a Mack truck. So, like, not being able to be there for those people, missing it, you're not going to be able to save everybody, but if you live your life the best way you can by being a revival or a rival for that person. Rival for everyone. You never know who's going through what, and a lot of times people are so quick to judge, make opinions, say whatever they want. You don't know where someone is at in their journey, and is this the day that they might pull the plug on themselves? So be gentle, be ginger with people. Judge people, don't judge them. Pray for them, even if you dislike them and you don't understand why they do what they do. Make sure you pray, because you never know, you might be in a predicament where you're at your wits end. And so I
That's
make it my business to never put my mouth on nobody, because when I was going to hang myself, I felt worthless. I didn't care about what nobody had to say. So I'm not going to sit there and judge nobody, because I don't know how far someone is
yes,
to the
yes,
ledge,
yes, yes,
So it's
yes,
it's our job as individuals to be kind, and
yes.
we're not perfect, but be kind. Mind your business. If you don't
Ooh,
understand, pray. It
yes,
doesn't require much, You don't have to chime in on everything and put your own words on people. You don't know what nobody's going through. I don't know you from a can of paint. You don't know me. We're coming up and we're speaking, but I don't know the inner workings of you. So I could
that's
say
right.
one thing that'll trigger you today.
That's right.
Be
That's right.
careful how we treat each other and deal with each other.
So I wanted to start out with this because I remember our conversation when we met, and Lene is in the room. Hey,
Hi,
Lene,
Lene. I
Herbal
can't say anything,
Butterfly
but I
is
love
in
you,
here.
Lene.
So it is so important. Yeah, Lene is in the room, and also you're getting love from John Woodshaw and Judy T as well.
That's my
So
sister. Hey, Judy.
I know that
Everyone.
some people suffer in silence.
Yes.
They don't say anything. They don't say anything, and it's so true what you said about how we have to be careful how we treat people. Like we need to be kind and just say good morning, just say hello to people. Sometimes we have to stop being so judgmental when we see individuals in the store and they look like they have an attitude. But sometimes it might be that attitude because maybe they're starving from affection. Maybe nobody has showed them any love. You'd be surprised how many people just have not even had a physical hug or somebody to say, I love you. So it is so true. We do have to try to be kinder to one another. So I commend you for being on that journey because that was at age 18. And how old are you now?
46 years old, and I'm so proud to say it, because it would have been at
Wow.
least, if I was 18, it'd be 48, will make 30 years.
And you're still on this journey and you haven't forgotten how it felt. And see, that's what we need to remember. We can't forget where we came from, and that's where you came from. You know what I'm saying?
That's it.
Not just physically, not just Haiti, not just New York City, but where you came from in the mind, where you came
Yes.
from in your heart, where you came from in your spirit.
Yes.
So we as individuals, we can't forget where we came from, the trials and tribulations that we've gone through, that we've overcome. We need to know, and
Yes.
we need to go back and reach back and take somebody else and by the side and say, hey, I got you because I've been there.
Amen.
I understand. I understand. So then something else happened. While you've been overcoming this, you were also a lot bigger in size too, right? From what I
Yes.
see from the pictures and everything, you've done a transformation in many ways because you've lost some weight. You went on a weight loss journey. Talk to us about that. So when you went through these situations at your earlier years, did you start eating? Were you depressed? And then how did you get to that point? Take us down that journey, please.
So, weight loss and weight gain, I've suffered with weight gain. I think after after graduating high school, I was a mother of two at a young age. And then I was going to church, and then I was smoking, I was drinking, I was doing all things. And then I stopped doing so many things. And so food became the only thing that I had control over. And so I was doctoring different things. And a lot of times we think, because we're Christians or we're religious, that God is not a genie. God is not going to come into our lives and you just pray and you rub on his belly and he's just going to answer prayer. There's some healing work that has to get done. And so if you're not healing, you could be walking in Jesus and speaking in tongues and all that. But if you're not confronting the core truths about yourself and you're doctoring it up, I was eating cake after cake, soda after soda. I wasn't drinking no more. I wasn't sexing no more, but I was showing up removing those things, but adding the food into its place. So even though I was delivered on one side, I became gluttonous. And then it was the only thing that I didn't have to. It's like when you eat, you can take your mind. That's the biggest drug. You know, we talk about alcoholism, and we
Yes.
we talk
Yes.
about sex, and we talk about drinking and drugging. But food is a drug. If you want to keep it real with you today, I'm talking about a
Wow.
whole hose to change your life. An Intamin with a bottle of 2 liter Pepsi to change your mindset. He
Wow.
broke your feelings. A Haagen-Dazs rum raisin to be exact for me. Cherry vanilla, anything with fruit in it, I'm gonna tear that up. A whole carton. You understand what I'm saying? And after a while, being a big boned black woman, Caribbean at that, and 5'9", oh girl, you look good for your weight, girl. Oh, you look good for your size. So you're not thinking that it's all compacting and it's all hurting you. I'm morbidly right now. I'm obese, but I was morbidly obese with a BMI of 39. I'm at a 31 now, and even when I get to my goal weight of 187, I'm still not in the clear. It will not be a normal range, and people don't understand that. Because food is a medicine that is going to kill you. Okay, it's a drug that will kill you. Because we take medicines, we do. If that's your form of drug, or if that's your form of medicine, it can also kill you. I did a HBO show called The Weight of a Nation. Right, The
Mm.
Nation. You could catch
Yes.
it on HBO. The weight of the nation. Stigma is where I come in, and we talk about the stigma of weight loss in America and all these
Mm-hmm.
different topics about weight. Do you
Yes.
understand that
Mm-hmm.
obesity is
Mm-hmm.
the onset
Yes, it is.
of diabetes, high
Yes.
blood,
Yes.
cholesterol,
Yes.
and all these different things. So I had to make a informed decision for myself, because people talking about sexy this, or you doing it for that. No, honey, I don't need to be skinny to be sexy. I always believed in my sexy. I may have thought I was
Uh-oh.
worthless, but I've always believed in my sexy, whether
Say
it's
that again. Hold
fluffy.
on, hold on, hold on. She said she ain't never had no problem thinking she wasn't sexy. She said you was sexy all the time.
I,
So you had the confidence. You had the confidence. That's a good thing because we need to also instill self-esteem, especially in our young ladies. So I'm glad that
yes.
you had that. Now you said that you had a BMI of 39. So you were about a
Morbidly,
200.
morbidly is correct. The
So
correct.
you look like you was about 2 or 3. You was about 200,
I
250, something
was
like that.
300, a whopping 320 pounds. Right now, I'm fluctuating between 206, which is my lowest weight as an adult, because my lowest weight is 156, but we're not going to count that. I just use
Wow.
that just to remind myself, it's a memory. But
Yes, yes, yes.
206 was my
Eh,
206 is my smallest adult weight as in my whole journeying of weight loss. But I'm fluctuating because I'm a female. So if you get your cycle, you're gonna gain
Woo.
that 10 pounds. I give
Oh,
myself room every month to
yes,
gain 10 pounds.
yes,
And I
yes,
don't care
yes,
about none of that. I don't care
yes.
about none of that. I'm gonna
Well,
gain that
you.
10 pounds every month, and I don't give a flying anything. I'm not gonna curse on your channel, but I don't give a flying banana about none of that, because I factor it in to my journey. I'm like, girl, you're gonna be 10 pounds overweight right now, but I own that because I'm a female. My body's ovulating. It's okay. I got a lot going on. I'm a machine, you
Well,
know.
that's it. That's what women have to understand. We do go through things, and when we have these times of our life, we're going to experience some things. So it comes with the territory, So you got up to 320, and now you're down to like 206. You said something like that.
So 206, and I fluctuate between 206 and 216, if we're gonna be honest.
Wow.
Right now is a fluctuation time, if we could be honest. But I keep
No,
the
no, no. But that's
206.
it. That's credit. That's over 100, like 114 pounds.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
got you took yourself down 114 pounds. Man, salute to you, man. Oh my goodness. Now, how did you do that? When you discovered this, how long did it take you? What age was you when you dropped the weight? Like, so when you were 18 years old, were you a big girl then?
So when I was 18, like I was going up and down within my weight because I had children. Remember, I had my first daughter at
Right, right,
16,
right.
second daughter at 17. So I catapulted. And
Yes.
then I lost weight, right? But then I got saved. And so when I got saved, and I'm not knocking saved, honey, go get salvation. Don't get me wrong.
Gotta have it. Gotta have
You
it.
gotta
Yes.
have it. But I also traded in the things for food. I traded. I
Yes.
wasn't smoking. I wasn't
Okay.
drinking. I wasn't going
Okay.
out. I wasn't doing any of
Okay.
those things.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
traded
Yes.
all of that in for food. So I started intaking food as a compensation without really knowing that's what I was doing. But that's exactly what I was doing. And the journey of weight loss started for me for real. When I really said to myself, I want to lose weight, was
Mm-hmm.
2004. But then I developed sciatica, and
Okay.
sciatica has to deal with your sciatic
The
nerve.
nerve, that nerve, that's that pain. A lot of people be like, "Woo, my sciatic nerve." Yeah, I know a lot of people with that.
And
That
that's
is
a
something.
painful and a debilitating thing. So I laid low and laid off of any working out because working it out is how I developed it. So I just laid low for a second, and then a decade went by. 2014, I really started my journey. Like if you look at my Instagram or if you look at my Facebook, you will see my ups and downs, my fluctuations. You will see me lose a bunch of weight and you'll see me put it back on. I had a miscarriage in 2015 after I lost weight, put it back on. COVID came in, I put back on weight. And so really after COVID, I think 2020, COVID came, I put the weight back on. And then 2022, I just decided, like, you know what? Let's go. And from 2022 to 2023, it's a wrap. It's a rental. So when people look at me and they asking me questions and I sent them the science, 80% intake, 20% outtake, you know,
So,
intake, I mean, is 80% nutrition, outtake is 20% exercise. You got to
wow.
do the calorie counting, do your steps, count your steps in. Put If you want to start with 5,000 steps, start with 5,000 steps. You want to start with 10,000 steps, start with 10,000 steps. But you have to be committed to you. And like even when I'm doing, I wrote the book about it. I do give it 100s all the time. I wrote the book because it's such a great method.
So,
After
what is the
21,
name of the book? So, you wrote a book, and the title of the book is called what?
give it 100.
All right. Give it 100. So,
Yeah.
talk to me about that title. What does that mean? Give it 100. They can find that book where? I think you have it on Amazon. Is that
Yes,
correct?
it's on Amazon and Kindle. You can find it as Give It 100, My Weight Loss Journey in 100 Words by Shirley Tuzan. And the whole point of Give It 100, 2014, there was an actual site called Give It 100. And that's how I started with my program. I started because it was the whole point was, of course, I'm creating this in my mind, but 21 days to create a habit.
Let me
So
ask you this. How much is the book? If they go on Amazon and they search for it, do they need to put up your name or do they just search Give It 100 and it comes up? Are you the only one that has the Give It 100 book or do they need to
So
put
Give
your
It
title?
100, you're going to find it under my name, Shirley Tuzan. And the whole name of the book is Give It 100, My Weight Loss
Okay.
Journey in 100 Words. So once you put that whole thing in there, it'll pop up. Or if you put Give It 100, Shirley Tuzan, it will pop up.
So I want to make sure I have this right. So it's called Give It 100. Give me the complete title again, please. I want to make
Give
sure
It
I've typed it.
100, My
Hmm.
Weight Loss Journey in 100 Words.
All right, in 100 word. Okay. And so right now you are actually doing something on Instagram where you're helping people. You have a Give It 100 challenge, so to speak. Is that what you have going
Yes,
on?
I'm doing a Give It 100 because I do them periodically for myself. So I said, you know what? Let me go on here and do this with someone else. Let me inspire someone else because even if no one replies on the post, even if no one says anything, I committed it to myself. I do things outwardly and openly for myself for other people to be inspired. So even if nobody says anything.
Well, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something about the internet. People come back and do replays. So don't worry if they don't say anything. Now, how much is the book when they go on Amazon?
So the book is for 13, but right now Amazon is having it for $4.10 at real corner cheap prices. You could get one
So
for your family, your friends, your sister, your enemies, your brothers.
so you need to go out there on Amazon and get this book. You're gonna save $9. I just put it up there on the screen. You'll see it in just a moment. It'll pop up. So give it 100. You're doing something every day. So through everything you went through, you wrote a book. All right, you lost weight, and then the writer and poet evolved? When did that happen? When did you begin this journey of becoming a poet? Because my, do you have a way of putting things into words that really captivate people and really talk about life's journey?
Oh man, that's a beautiful, beautiful compliment. I take that and I thank you so much. I've been writing all my life, honestly, since I was a little girl, because again, the things that happened to me as a child, I was silent. I was a very, I was, you have regular life with your family, but I was always introverted and within myself. So I realized at a young age that I had the ability to write and express myself. I could cry through there. I can tell secrets. I can say the truth without being reprimanded or feeling like somebody's going to hurt me or anything. I could just be so real. I wrote a novella, a steamy novella in the third grade where the whole entire cafeteria would be sitting at the table to hear my little steamy big fat penmanship novella. Everybody would be surrounding me to hear my steamy stories.
Wow.
So I
Wow.
knew at a young age that writing was a way of escape for me. And so God has given me the gift, and I left the gift alone because again, I got married, I done had children, I done left the church. So many things had happened, and then a beautiful sister that I would go to church with, she contacted me in 2022 and
Yes.
said that I'm her favorite lyricist. Can
Wow.
I please come to her 50th birthday to recite poetry? And once I did that for her, then people were like, oh my God, come to me, do this, do that. And so it sparked me up again. So I call her my angel because she brought me out of retirement. Because I was like, girl, you know what? I ain't got time for this. I love it, but I.
Now you can't see the request. We do have a request. I'm gonna make sure that she sees that. Somebody said to John said, please do the Superman poem, please, Queen. But let me ask you that before we even get into the poems. I want to go back to when you were 18. Did you by any chance start writing back then when you were feeling suicidal? Was poetry in the picture back then or no?
Yes, I remember writing all the time, and I remember, like, again, my muse is pain. So whenever I write, it's either pain or high euphoria. I don't have a middle reason why I write. I think that's when I'm still. If I have a lot of chaos or a lot of blessings, it's either 0 or 100 that gets me to write. So
Okay.
I was writing a lot because my children's father, because I was married to my last children's father, but my first children, the one that I had the young children with when I was 15, when he left me, I was writing, boy. And I can't find that poem. I said, if I ever find that poem, child.
So
we,
let me ask you this. Do you remember the first piece you wrote that was kind of like a for healing purposes when you were feeling that feeling back when you were 18?
um, I have a myriad of poems that I wrote, and I kept them all in a garbage bag. They're somewhere here. I don't even know where they
Okay.
could be at.
Okay.
But I wrote a lot back then. I wrote a lot because it was saving grace. Like God, literally, I would write to God too. God would speak to me through poetry, and I take no credit for none of it because He would give me words that I had no clue what they meant, and then I'd
Wow.
research the word, and it was perfect. It was the right definition. So I take no glory for the skill set either
Got you.
because I know that it's God that gave me this skill.
Yes, yes, yes.
So I was writing a lot at 18. I was in a shelter at 18. Okay, I was
So,
sleeping on the floor in the shelter at 18. So I
wow.
just so much was going on.
So, would you say to anyone who might be watching this, whether they are going through a rough time in their life right now themselves, they have a family member going through, would you recommend writing?
First thing I would recommend is writing
Mm-hmm. It's
because
therapeutic. It's
it's
therapeutic.
number one therapy. That's number one. It's therapy and it's healing in and of itself because when you're writing and you're getting the what can I say the inspiration to pen something and all of your then creative juices start to flow. Then you give yourself room to hear something other than your own voice and the cacophony of voices of everybody else. At that moment, it's like you and God are just sitting there, and God is just almost like the battery in your back. And
Mm.
you're getting it out. Whether you want to believe it or not, you're getting things out. Even if you're screaming on the paper, scream.
Did
Yell.
you did you know the power you had in poetry? Did you know how gifted you were? How powerful you were? Because when you do a poem, orally you have a way of expressing it that I think the word we used for you that night was it was conviction. You convicted folks, and I definitely want you to do the poem that actually had you win that contest for sure. But I've heard you do other poems, and whenever you do poems, you are always, I can tell you feel it. You don't, it's just not something to do for you. Some people just do poetry, but then some people do poetry. Some people are poetry, and you are poetry. You feel it, and you take your feelings and transfer them to the paper, and then you use your voice to express them to others, and that's what makes it so powerful. So you write and then you recite, and then you had somebody to come back and say, listen, I need you to go to my party. And then Instagram became a new place for you where you just said, you know what, I like this. How did that happen? So you got out there, you did the party, and then how did you end up on Instagram?
Well, I've been on Instagram for the whole duration. I've,
Okay.
I've been on Instagram since 2000, I believe, and seven. Whenever it started, I've been on Instagram, and that's how I know this is so real because I always wanted to do it, but I left it alone, And so what happened was when she validated it, and not that it was invalidated. No one has ever invalidated the gift. I never invalidated the gift, but I didn't know when you, especially if you're a Christian, okay, or
Mm-hmm.
whatever beliefs I had about myself as a Christian, as a daughter, as a mom. A lot of times we're living to please other people. We're living to please our church. We're living to
Mm-hmm.
please our mom, our sisters, our
Mm-hmm.
brothers, our children. And we are not living to please the gift in us. And we're not living to please what God called us to do. And so that's what silenced me because I'm like, okay, but if I curse or if I do it this way or if I, all these thoughts crippled me. So I came out of my comfort zone and said, you know what? Even if I got a curse, it is better to do what God said to do. It is better to just go ahead because God will. He's building us. He's the one painting us up. We're in the potter's wheel. So instead of us worrying about everyone else's critique, let God. Because if you're not coming out as the shape He like, if you cuss a little and he don't like the shit, guess what the pot is gonna do? He gonna fix that. So it's
Yes.
better to just be you. Let God fix you. We're so busy trying to please everybody that we're not living our dreams. Suicide. We're gonna kill ourselves if we keep living for everything everyone thinks of us. If we keep hiding behind, well, that's my mom and I can't, and that's my daughter and I can't. Well, guess what you're gonna do? You're killing and stifling yourself. The purpose you won to begin with, the reason you came here to begin with. If you have to curse, curse. Gotta fix it. If it's crinkly, he'll make it right. If it's a little rough around the edges, he will smooth it out. He's the potter. Stop doing his job. Get on the
Right, right,
wheel
right, right, right. And he
and let
made
him
us.
soothe you.
He made everyone like that. So that's the thing we have to understand. So I guess this spilled over into your parenting styles as well. You taught your children to be themselves and to speak their mind and to do things a certain kind of way. I take it.
Period.com to the point where sometimes I'm like, what did I create?
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. That,
You know?
I've been there and done that. Yes, because once we do empower them, it's like, wait a minute, I need to snatch your power
All right,
back
Shirley.
because you got it in the wrong place now. I gave you power, but it wasn't to use up against me.
No
Listen,
side. Like, what you
listen.
doing there? Calm
Yeah,
down.
like come on, come on. So that's interesting. That's very interesting, but that's good. So I would like you to bless the people with one of your pieces. And you do have that request. The man asked you 3 times, I think, in here, please. He said, please. To John said, please do the
Oh my
Superman poem.
God.
To John, she's going to do it. But before you do that, there was a contest that you entered with Saved by Grace. And this contest took place a couple of weeks ago on Instagram. And I was one of the judges on this contest. And I have to tell you that And then they said, yeah, Superman. I have to tell you that that particular night, there was so much energy in the room. There was so much talent in the room, and a negative test to it. All kinds of talent. I mean, all kinds of talent. But when you did what you did, it was a mic drop. It was a mic drop. Okay, that's slow mo. Oh, okay, okay.
Slow
I didn't
motion.
know that was slow mo. Okay, so now I know that's your name. Okay, got you. So I would like for you to do the piece that won you the contest.
Oh my God. Thank you so much for that. I'm so grateful. Before I share that poem, you guys are really,
Take your time. Take your time. You know, we knew that it was going to be touching when she won, because right now I can see that you are embracing the process. You know, a lot of people have a hard time trusting everything that happens to them in life, and they question it, and they're existing. But I can see you are trusting the process and you are going with it. And so take it all in. Take it all in. You know what I mean?
thank you.
And you know, because right now I'm watching you. If you watch her on Instagram right now, she is living her best life by just being free. The fact that you told us how you changed your name to free yourself, and now it's like no fear, no judgment, no worry. It's like, listen, I'm grown. I'm gonna do as I want. I'm gonna do as I please. Are your children grown?
My children, my oldest is 30, my
Oh,
second is 28, and then I have a 15-year-old and a set of twins that are 14.
okay, you got some twins too. Go on, girl.
And rest in
So,
peace to my other set. I always got to give them homage. I got angel twins too that watch
oh,
over us.
bless your heart. Oh, wow, wow, wow. Bless you, bless you. Well, I have to say that I can't wait for you to do this poem for the people who never heard it. Brace yourself, brace yourself. Tell the people the name of the poem and why you wrote the poem and what it means. What is this poem about?
Okay, thank you so much, guys, for this opportunity. Thank you, Shout Crystal, for having me on Story Time, and everybody out in the audience. Thank you for being here for me. This poem was birthed out of total rejection, out of
Mm,
total heartbreak, heartache. Um, a beautiful man at church that I was in love with for eons. I was having a phantom love affair with this man. I thought that we were going to be together. So it was really a big chunk of my life that was ripped away and stripped away
mm,
because I poured my whole person into the thought and idea, not even a
mm.
relationship, not nothing, just a thought and an idea that I allowed to take full control of me where I lost myself. And so after that level of rejection from him, I created this poem to sort of uplift myself and uplift anyone who has ever been rejected. I don't care if you were married for 30 years and found out he had somebody else, whatever the situation is, you found out she had another whole family, whatever it is, to always believe in God and that whatever is for you is for you. And I spoke out to God about what I believed that I was worth and who I should be with. And that's where my ode to love came from.
And what's the name of the poem?
My ode to love.
My
Ode to love.
oh,
ODE to love.
okay, okay. This poem that won her the contest and it's called My Ode to Love. Now, some people might be like, define ode.
Well, to me, ode, the definition of ode is just like my honor or my honor to love, my all to love, however you want to, whatever synonym goes to that, it's
Okay.
in homage of paying homage to love.
Wow. You have that's why you said you called yourself a wordsmith because you have a strong vocabulary as well, I noticed.
Thank
So
you.
and so I believe in making sure that we give people the definition because sometimes people be listening and they don't know what the heck they're listening to and they don't know what it means. So Queen is getting share her poem. This is the poem that won her the contest, y'all. And I hope that you will just take a moment to deliver it the same way you did on that evening.
Whew, and that's what I'm praying about right now. I'm like, I hope I don't fail in the night, Lord. God, it's all on you. And again, to anybody in the audience that have made that has gone through any type of heartache, heartbreak, it's not over for you. You're still worthy. You still are capable of being love to someone and receiving love. First, love yourself because God
That's right.
loves you. So this
That's
is
right.
my ode to love. I'm falling. I'm falling for you. I'm falling for you, baby. I'm falling for you. I love you, Clark Kent. You don't need to go inside no booth because you're already my Superman. And I love you like only Lois can. We'll fight the kryptonite, baby. And when they try to keep you down, baby, I'll put you on my wings and we gon' fly high, baby. I love you, Clark Kent. Love, I love you. Emphatically enthralled with every fiber, every tendon, every sinew, every molecule of clay, every particle of dust compiled by the dirt of the ground to make you. Encapsulated behind skin and bones, love, I yearn you, the real you. Not just what my retina sees, but I see beyond your physical being. See, this yearning supersedes any need for me to be. Just another rolling in the hay, or just another freaking between the sheets. You are my Boaz, the man of my dreams. I yearn for the day when reverie is reality and reality reverie, where everything's up in my face like nose hairs 3D, live and living color, vivid HD, because in my imagination, nothing's in black and white. In my mind's eyes, I watch you play my mental big screen. You are my movie. And as your audience, nothing in this world can move me. See, I'm your biggest fan behind the scenes, your number one groupie. If loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right, so sue me. This intergalactical supernatural journey movie called life, playing the supporting role as your best friend, your helpmate, your lover, your wife, always by your side like that rib that used to reside. Take it out of you so that I'd come alive, animated in my full element, bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh of your flesh, created by the image of you. Bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh. Oh my God. Excuse me, guys.
That's okay.
Let me start from.
Take a deep breath. It's okay. Because everybody knows when you do poetry, sometimes in the heat of the moment, you can forget, you know? So it's okay.
Number one group B. Right, so sue me. This intergalactical supernatural movie journey called life, playing the supporting role as your best friend, your helpmeet, your lover, your wife, always by your side like that rib that used to reside, taken out of you so that I'd come alive, animated in my full element, bone of your bone, flesh of your flesh, presented to you as a softer version of you, the weaker vessel made with delicate tissue so your head could be nestled right in my chest. Find comfort in them, ravish my breast so that your thoughts and your worries could be put to rest. It was never good for man to be alone. How soon do we forget the Garden of Eden where we first met? I being made in your image as you slept together, you and me. We were
Mm.
closer than a mother and her fetus. Is it safe to say that at one point that this rib was your fetus? You gave birth to me, not seed, but side section. Purpose by design. When you see us, you see God's reflection. This love I have for you has been placed here without my requesting. It's my God-given birthright, not a suggestion. I will love you forever. I will pray for you before we ever meet. Our souls make together. I will honor you before we even speak. So love, wherever in this world you may be. Just know that I am on bended knees praying daily that when you wake from your sleep, the
Mm,
good thing presented to you will be me. Love. I
mm.
love you. Queen Liberatti, and that's that piece.
Ooh. I wonder where that came from, where they started all the
I don't
snapping.
know, but it's so cute.
Yeah, 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 yeah. When they started that thing, when people just started snapping their fingers, you know. Wow, you said if loving you is wrong, I don't want to be right. I remember that song. Um,
Yes.
and you have so many pieces that are very touching. I noticed that you show your emotions in your poem. Some people don't do that. Some people write, you know, differently. Who is your, I guess, who do you idolize as a poet? Is there anybody that you followed that you know, when you were looking up that you just love to
So
listen to or watch?
if I could be honest, because a lot of people will probably critique me for this, but I started writing not poetry per se. It was raps. All of my stuff was rap influenced. And so Lauren Hill, Biggie, Method Man, there's a litany of them that I look up to and esteem in their wordplay and their dialogue and how they converse, Grand Pooh, there's so many of them. And for me, I just came to the conclusion that rap is rhythm and poetry. Rap is
Yes, yes,
poetry.
yes, yes,
So
yes.
I look up to the Lauren Hills of this. I look up to the people like Shantae, Roxanne, MC Light, Queen Latifah. So these are the people that I grew up on. And so for me, it was always about rapping until I realized that this is poetry. There's a different cadence and style, and that's why when I started doing poetry, I would get annoyed real quick because there was a cadence that I wasn't uh, normally influenced by. It was every time I'd go to a poetry club, it'd be like, well, the butterfly came out of the cocoon, and I was like, oh, this ain't. I want to do my poetry the way that I do my poetry, and so I won't say that I don't want to be a hypocrite and be like, oh my God, I've read all the Langston Hughes. I don't. I haven't. Maya Angelou, I know the Rise poem, okay? I'm not going to sit here and act like I know it all. It's just poetry has always been rap to me. So if you ask me, Lauren Hill, the Fugees, yes.
Ah, okay. That's what it's about, being true. And spoken word, I think, opened up a lot of people to poetry when they started having these poetry rooms and spoken word rooms and all these things out in different cities. Now it's a big thing now. Just like karaoke is big, they have spoken word as well. And it's interesting how I know my uncle, well, he's actually my cousin. My cousin is 78 or 79. I took him to an event where they had poets. He was mesmerized. He was like, wow, I never heard it broken down. I mean, it was like a piece like you did. It was one girl was talking about, a guy, how it goes down, and he was just like, man, I like this. It was new to him. And anybody who has that first experience, that's what it does. It's educational, it's informational, it's inspirational. It's all those things at the
Yes,
same time, And that's what the interesting thing. It's theatrical for some people, because some people, they put the actress in it, so it's really, really kind of good. So what
if
is your goal now with your poetry? And then you have a platform on Instagram where you allow poets to come up. But tell us about that. When do you do that? Tell the people your page on Instagram, when you go live, and what it is you do, letting other people come on and share.
Of
Share the
course, I
pause
will
button.
answer that immediately. Before I do answer that, though, I want to just put this in here about the question you asked me in reference to who do I admire or who do I
Mm-hmm.
now. I have a newfound love for poetry, and so the
Mm-hmm.
new people like Lene Monroe and Slow Motion Effect, like, and I'm not even being funny. It's not a flattery thing. I have a new love for poetry now because of the new people that I'm meeting, uncultured Asians. So there's so many amazing poets that I've met on Instagram that I can salute. So when I, when I have a reference now, I can
Hmm.
say, oh, remember when? So I wasn't raised on poetry, reading it like Langston Hughes, but these new poets I esteem. These are the people that I look up to. So I had to put that out there real quick
Oh,
so
well,
you
that's
guys can
good.
know.
And you know what? It's called a poetry community. Y'all have a community. There is a
Exactly.
poetry community. There's love in the poetry community.
Definitely.
There's safety. I hear that word a lot. I hear that a lot when I go into Lene's room, your room. A lot of people, when they have these poetry spaces, they say this is a safe place. Talk about that for a minute. What does that mean? What are you guys doing when y'all say this is a safe place? Are you allowing people to come in to express themselves that maybe they may not express otherwise? What is the
It's
reason for that?
healing. Healing is a vulnerable thing. And a lot of us, for me, when I write, and the reason why you might feel passion or conviction in my pieces is because I'm writing from places of hurt. Some of it is shameful, some of it is secretive, some of it is like endurance, things that I've endured. I have pieces where I talk about my dad not being in my life. I have pieces talking about incest. I'm talking about molestation or rape. I'm talking about all kinds of things. So when I say safe space, it's about a place where you can come with the filters off. No judgment here. Nobody's sitting there saying, "Oh, girl, you was doing that. Oh, Lord, you was smoking woolies. Oh, my Lord, you was in the shelter." Like real things. Like so, the
Right,
conviction and the passion you feel is us humaning and being human enough to share your truth in hopes of impacting one person in the
right,
room, just
right.
one.
Just one, just one. And sometimes you open something up. You open a can of emotions up in a person that maybe they didn't even know was there because you say something that they've experienced and it causes them to be emotional. I've seen that too. I've seen a lot of people react to a poet and go, "Oh my God, that's my life. You just described my life." So that's really deep. So I thank y'all for what you're doing. I've gotten in there a couple of times and threw some rhymes out there. I said, "Oh, y'all making me want to flow like roses are red and violets are blue," because I don't do poems, but I just played around with it because it's a feeling that comes over you when y'all create the space. So I thank you for the space that y'all create. It really,
Thank you so much.
really does help. So tell the people how can they follow you on Instagram and when you do have your poetry space for the people.
So you can follow me on Instagram, Queen Liberatti on Instagram, Queen Liberatti on TikTok. Trying to grow the other platforms. I'm still growing Instagram, of course, but I have a little bit more following and pull over there. So YouTube, Queen Liberatti slash or Suicide Drival slash Queen Liberatti. I'm trying to grow these platforms, but Instagram is the main place you can find me. I do the humaning with Queen Liberatti every other Saturday. And so this Saturday, I'll be featuring Delaware Faux Locks. She's an amazing hair braider, poet, as well as motivational speaker. So definitely, if you want to be heard and you're humaning, I like to bring light to people because a lot of times we'll see you and we're like, "Oh my God, story time, shout Crystal, yay, yay!" But who is behind this story time? Who is behind this amazing shout Crystal? Who? So we want to get into that with the person or the poet. And it doesn't matter. It could be just you're a chef. You could be a violinist. I don't have a. It's not just relegated to poetry. It's just humaning with another human.
And what time is that on every other Saturday? It's like the first and third or the second and fourth? Which one is it?
You know what? I'm gonna come back to you with if it's the first or second, third. I'm not good over here with all that. I'll come
So
back with you.
your next one is when?
It's
Next week?
October 14th, this Saturday coming. So it's the second and I guess
So
the fourth.
sounds like it's the second and fourth, and unless you maybe skip a weekend for a holiday or something like that. Is this are
Yes.
you trying to do this consistently every month?
I started out in May and I'm booked for the whole year. So I'm at, this is my, probably going to be my 15th show, my 15th episode
And this is going to be at what time?
at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Okay, yeah, and yeah, so it's humaning, and I also discussed with her about us coming together to do something to talk about how we can combine something and help people to express this human side, and we'll talk about that some more because that's really intriguing. I like the idea that
Thank
you
you.
know. So if you are interested what does somebody have to do if they're interested in being on your show? Do they just DM you, or do they have to send something in, or what do they have to
Just
do?
DM me, like literally just DM me because we're humaning. So for me, and I know like that might sound like, girl, you better get more rules to that. But no, life is very crazy. So I don't give people like, of course I'm beginning, but we're working out the kinks. I feel
Hmm.
like humans, there's hiccups, there's things that happen. And so just DM me, we'll figure out the kinks. All I need is a bio, a picture, and we're gonna just dialogue. And it's really
That's it.
shooting it from the hip. It's no I have 4 questions that I ask, and in between the 4 questions, you're basically running the show. I'm asking you 4 questions, whether you're doing poetry, singing, dancing, beatboxing, twirling, twiddling your hair. I don't care. Just let's come share why you twiddle your hair, and let
Yeah.
us get down to the bottom of how great you are as a person.
I would love for us to find a way, maybe once a month, to if you do this twice a month, so you do two people a month. Is that
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe once a quarter or something. Like if you just get this story that is just like a human interest story. You know what I mean? Like that really just stands out. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, we gotta really share this one because this is a big one. Not to take away from anybody else's story, because
Right.
everybody's story matter, right? Everybody's story matters, okay? But there's always different stories that stand out for different reasons, whether it's just more impactful or whatever. And that may be the one that we can really just take and expound on and really take it to another level, and then you bring those to me and say, "Hey, I got one for you, Crystal. This is a live one right here." And then we take that one and really just, or maybe at some point bring them together and really just do something. So we'll brainstorm on that. I think that'll be good.
Yeah, that
So
sounds
what
dope.
next? What next for you? Now that you've started this, you're on your weight loss. You're doing the 100 things and reminding people on how to get their weight right. You are helping people, keeping them on track if they're going through anything with, you know, suicidal thoughts. You're doing the poetry thing. What next for Queen Liberati? What do you see yourself doing 5 years from now?
5 years from now, I'm looking to be heading a corporation or something, heading where mothers that are homeless, mothers that have nowhere to lay their heads, okay, women that have been disenfranchised, divorcees, widows, even men, whatever, helping people find meaning in their life, having
Hmm.
places where they can go get education, get education and educated, have somewhere to cook for their children, and help them get their lives together, learn a trade or something. Hopefully God will open up the doors, like I'm in the fabulous over 40 contest,
Now, what's
where
that? Yeah, let's stop right there. Don't just slide that in there. I heard you talk about that. I saw the post. You want people to vote. Tell the people, what is this Fabulous 40 contest, and how can they support you with that?
oh my God, I need all the support that I can actually get right now. Fabulous Over 40 is basically it's about breast cancer awareness. It's all collective, a collective. And so the winner of that contest is going to receive 40K, a sparkation, and a 2-page spread, right?
Wait, wait, wait,
And
wait, 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 wait. You said $40,000?
$40,000.
So does the person who enters this contest have to be a breast cancer
No,
survivor?
no, you just have to be fabulous over 40, and you could be 40, you could be 50, 60, and beyond. You just over 40 and you're fabulous. And you just basically, I think you can still register even though the voting has started. I believe you can still register if you want to. But it's about you feeling fabulous over 40, because after 40 we're human and we're women, things start breaking down, you find lumps, some happens before 40, you know what I mean? So but 40, your hair start falling out, menopause start having a whole heap of stuff starts happening.
Everything.
So
Yes, yes, yes.
being fabulous over 40 is bigger than just being fabulous and looking pretty. Like being fabulous, what's your mindset? Like what's going on? Because there's chaos all around, but are you fabulous? How are you being fabulous over 40? And so the winner, I set the 40K in the spotcation, but what's most interesting and most intriguing for me, though I need every 40K, every
I know
last
that's
cent of
right.
that 40K, I ain't finna lie to y'all now. Come on here. Hallelujah. Praise the Lord.
Yes, receive
Come
it.
on, y'all. Come on, y'all saints.
So, pull it down, girl.
Pull
Pull
it
it
down
down.
now. Come on with me. But the 2-page spread is the most intriguing for me because if they hear my story, 40K, I'm gonna get that, but I'm gonna get more. And not even just monetarily, suicide prevention. I get to
Yes,
tell them the whole heap of stuff. I
yes,
get to
yes,
tell, they
yes,
gonna
yes.
ask me about my story. I'm gonna have a spread in there 2 page.
Yes,
I get to
yes.
have more ears, more
That's
eyes
right. That's
for
right.
my
That's right.
my mission of suicide's rival. So that's what I'm really going for. I need that 2-page spread, that feature.
Yes, yes, yes.
New Beauty Magazine ain't nothing to play with, y'all. Come on.
So how important is that for people to understand that it's okay to tell your story? It's okay to share with someone. If you're going through something, like we said in the beginning, some people are shy, some people are suppressing it, some people may not have supportive family. There's a number. Is it 311? The number where people can call if they need help? Is it the 311 number,
There's a
y'all? It's
988 number. You could call 311,
988.
511, 911, but
Okay.
988 is relegated to suicide prevention.
Okay. Okay. So it's
988,
988.
and that's the whole, I believe, the whole entire country. Nine
Okay.
eight eight 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can call that number and someone will pick up. In the interim, if don't nobody pick up, hit your poetry community. If you're a poet and you're going through it, hit your poetry community, hit my line, DM me. You know what I'm saying? Hold on just a little while longer. It's only a moment. Give God room to be God too sometimes. You know what I mean? Yeah, he left. Yeah, the house is gone, but you're not. A live dog is better than a dead lion.
Wow. So I'm definitely sharing that. Ruth said, "Stay blessed, Queen. Love from the DR, from the Dominican Republic." Okay,
Oh,
to the
thank
DR. Thank you
you.
so much for being here. We appreciate you.
Thank
So
you,
we
boo.
got Ruth here, Slow Mo, Lene, Sheila Foster. We thank y'all for being in here. Y'all share and let the people know. We will definitely put this out there for you to share more. And we want to make sure that y'all know to call 988
Yes, nationwide.
if you have any thoughts about suicide and someone is there. And I'm praying that they are available to you to walk you through. But if not, find yourself someone that you can call nearby, you know. Um, and here's the thing. I want to say to individuals out there, pay attention to your loved ones.
Mhm.
Pay attention to your loved ones. Like if you see their behavior pattern changes, if you see them getting quiet, if you see them looking bothered, if you see them when it looks like they just distant, talk to them. Let's not be so consumed with our devices like our cell phones and doing things. Yeah, some people out here, we on IG, we doing things, but let's pay attention to our loved ones, our children, our spouses, our siblings, our parents. Let's pay attention to one another because we could possibly save somebody's life just by showing
Yes,
concern. Just by
yes,
showing concern. A lot of time people, when they feel like nobody cares, like they won't miss me anyway. You know what I mean? Like if you leave them alone too long, they begin to feel isolated. Do you agree to that? Do
of
people feel?
course, of course. And a lot of people that are suicidal, a lot of people, like Robin Williams, rest in peace. He said, it's one thing when you feel alone in the crowd, but it be the people that you're alone in that crowd.
Wow.
And to feel alone in the crowd of people that is a whole different ball game. And I tell people all the time, check on the strongest one, the one that's
Woo!
hoorahing, the one that's hooray, clapping for everybody. Usually we do that because we know how it feels not to have no hoorays, not to have nobody calling on phones. After I'm done telling everybody to hop off the ledge, sometimes I'm on the ledge with you. And you
Yes.
thinking I'm just saving you. I was on the ledge for my own thing, but I'm interrupting my own thing to come and help you. A lot of people
Yeah.
don't even understand that when you are an affirmer, a lot of times you don't have affirmation. When you are the encourager, a lot of times you have no encouragement. So check on the
Woo.
encourager. Check on those. Because Kate Spade, We talking about people that seemingly they didn't have nothing to hop
Had
off.
everything. They had nothing to want for. They had it all. But yet they felt alone and they felt empty. So that goes to show you it's not always the money. It's not always the fame. It's not always the disposition. Sometimes it's just love. Sometimes they need love. So love on your people in your circle, close to you. Pay attention. Listen to what they don't say. I'm going to say that one more time. Listen to what they don't say. Okay? If you call them up and they answer the phone a certain kind of way, know their tone. Like they say, I'm good, and you know doggone well they're not good, go over there.
Mm-mm.
You got to learn how to read people's body language, and you really have to learn how to feel people out, and we need to do that more, like when you see
Yeah.
somebody missing. So I thank you for sharing that. Anything that I didn't ask you in regards to your life story and that you would like the people to know as far as the mission that you're on right now?
I think we covered everything because to me, anything that I do, whether it be dancing, being funny, rapping, singing, dancing, it's all because of suicide. So I use every part of me as a bait, as a tactic for suicide. And I feel like we've dealt with suicide all night. That's what I'm here to prevent. No matter what, Queen Liberati, that's all it entails. I'm here as a super empath, hoping that my light shines in the dark places where people reject people. I pray to lift somebody's head in the darkness. I pray that somebody remembers me being free and says, you know what, if Queen Liberati, having gone through all these things, and it's not that I'm not going through nothing now. I came up every time going through to make sure that my mission of being impactful to another human being. I have to see greater. Like I'm great, but there's no way that I think I'm great and I can't see greatness in somebody else. So I serve as a testimony for anyone in the darkness right now, feeling like they have nothing left to do. Yeah, you going through the roaches is falling off the ceiling, and you ain't got no man, and you lost your job, and you got a back problem, and you got sciatic nerve. I am here to tell you, you better get up every day because it's temporary. You still got life and you're still worthy. None of these things, these accoutrements, these things that we accessorize ourselves with, if you have a little bit extra money, that don't make you more. You just got more
Mm,
money.
yes,
But you are all that because God made you that way.
yes,
You don't need
yes.
nothing attached to that. Get up
That's
like
right.
that. And God will
Mm-hmm.
fix the roaches. God will fix
Mm,
the fact you ain't got no man. God will
mm,
fix the fact that you lost everything and that you just got diagnosed with something. Live until God snatches life from you. And that's
mm.
what I want to remind people, that you don't wait to be great. You wake up great every day because God opened up your eyes
And there's an old saying, you don't have to be great
to
to
get
get
started.
started. You just
But you
have to
got to
get
get
started
started
to
to
be
be
great.
great.
And
That's my
so
favorite
that's
thing.
the
I say
biggest
that would
thing.
give it 100 every day.
Yes, yes, you have to get started. Like a lot of people put so much emphasis on thinking they have to do certain things. No, you don't. Just wake up. Once you woke up, you already won. You're already a winner. Once you open your eyes and you step foot off that bed or wherever you're sleeping, you're the winner. You
Come
know.
on.
So I want to say to you again, congratulations for being a winner of that contest. Lene, tell us when the next contest is so people can tune in on
Yes.
Instagram and find out because I know there'll be another one coming up. Can't wait to see who is going to be in the next contest. It's always so good to hear everybody was a winner that night. Like I said,
Yes.
it's just that
Amazing
one
poets
person
that
was
night.
chosen. It's just that one person had to be chosen. And she
And don't
said,
forget to don't
live
forget
until
to don't,
God
don't forget to vote
snatches
for
the
me,
life
y'all.
out of you. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Well, I want you to give me that information so I can put that in here. Where do they need to go to vote? What's the website to vote for
So
the
so the link is in my bio, but it's vote 40 or vote, it's Fab over 40, but it's vote 40, I believe.com. The link is in my bio.
yeah, but see
And
that bio is not over here, so you got to remember this is other websites. So I have
let
to
me
tell
let me
them.
look over here to make sure because I don't want to
Yeah,
lie to
cause
nobody.
yeah. So Yeah, she said, vote, vote, vote. Yeah.
Yeah,
So we
I'm not playing with myself or y'all. I want y'all to vote.
yes, 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 vote.
Okay,
Vote.
let me find out what I'm doing here because I'm not
So
playing with
this
you or myself.
fabulous 40. Cause she said she fabulous 40. And we appreciate you. We appreciate you taking your time, your energy. We appreciate everybody out here who took their time and energy to come and be with us tonight while you share your story. But we're gonna make sure that we upload this so that it can be heard over and over and over again because we need to share these stories. When people take time to be transparent, because everybody's not telling their story. Some people are keeping it to themselves. So we thank you for telling the story. All right?
Thank you.
Everybody does not tell it. There's Chantel Tremaine Castle in the room that says good evening to you. And
Good
so we
evening.
want to make sure it's fabulous 40.
It is votefab40.com.
Okay,
VoteFab.
so vote. So go vote. And is it under your name?
It's under my name, Shirley Tuzin.
Okay, so wait a minute. I'm gonna type this in here. Go vote for Shirley. Shirley, spell your last name. T
Yeah,
R
Shirley. Last name is Touzin.
Touv as in Victor I N.
Z is in zebra.
Oh Z
In Shirley Tuzin.
to Z. Well, that's why I'm spelling it out. I want to make sure. So go vote for her at where? Is it www or
So it's
just?
HTTP
Mm-hmm.
semicolon slash slash
Mm-hmm.
VOTE
Mm-hmm.
FAB
Mm-hmm.
40
Mm-hmm.
dot com
Mm-hmm.
com
Mm-hmm.
slash
Mm-hmm.
2023
Mm-hmm.
slash
Mm-hmm.
Shirley Shirley
Mm-hmm.
dash
Mm-hmm. That's a
T,
hyphen.
yeah, hyphen
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Touzin.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Oh, Sookie, Sookie, we
Oh,
got it in
Sookie,
there
Sookie,
now.
man, let's go.
Listen, Chantel said, did I miss the whole interview? Chantel, let me tell you something. Let me tell you something right now. You came, so that's a good thing. So you showed love, you showed support.
I
And
love you, Chantel.
the beautiful thing about the internet is there's this thing called recordings and replays. So you definitely will be able to go back and hear everything that she talked about. This young lady did share her heart and talked about her journey, about her life, about why she does what she does, and why she's a suicide rival. Because a lot of people may not know that. A lot of people listen to your poetry, but they don't know. And that's the thing. When we see each other on these internet streets, like they said, we have no clue people's story. That's why I created story time
Such a
because
beautiful
we need
place.
to learn about people's stories, man, and find out why they do what they do. It might even make you be a little bit more compassionate. It might even make you be a little bit more understanding because maybe they may have a demeanor that you think is, awkward, or you might think, oh, they look like they got attitude. But when you hear their story, sometimes then you're like, you know what? I get it. I get it. I understand. So Chantel, we appreciate you for coming through.
You,
And
Chantel.
yeah, we definitely do. And now we want y'all to go over there and vote. I'm gonna lead us up there so y'all can see it. We need y'all to go vote for her. She's fabulous 40, so more people can hear her story. The girl, I can't even imagine that you are strong enough to sit here and tell. There's not too many people who have attempted to hang themselves that are still here to tell the story. There's not too many people that stop. I mean, I think unless somebody walked into the room, but you stopped. God stopped you.
He
So
stopped
you
me.
are definitely on assignment.
He
Most
stopped me.
definitely. You are most definitely on assignment.
And
He stopped you for a reason.
I have to say this and get this off me because he did it. You know when Khaled sings God did, God really did. And I don't know who anybody else serves. I'm not here to judge who you serve. I'm not here to tell you not to serve. All I know is I'm forever indebted. And that means if I'm ugly, happy, sad, broken, poor, I will be forever indebted to God, Jesus Christ, who told me at 18 not to do it. He said, go to church. The next day I went to church, and you know, the preacher kept talking, right? And
Mm-hmm.
he would not stop. He said, you're in here. You got to come here. I said,
Mm.
oh, Lord. I said, God, come on now. Come on.
Oh, like he was calling you to the altar.
He was calling me to the altar. He didn't know he was calling me.
Wow.
And I was
Oh my.
sitting there, and it would not stop. He would not move from it. He would not go to the next thing. You know, he wasn't trying to wrap up the prayer or wrap up the service. I said, God, what are you doing? I
So
walked down
hold on one moment. Do you know who Chantel is? Do you know Chantel? Chantel Castle says she's a suicide rival and she's grateful to still be here too.
Thank you, Jesus. I'm so happy for the contribution of you, Chantel. And I don't see you. I don't know. You know, there's so many people. We everybody don't say their real name online. So Chantel, no matter who you are, I love you. I'm so grateful that you're still here with us. Your life is meaningful, purposeful, and impactful. Thank you so much for being in here tonight for me.
Yes, ma'am. And thank you for sharing that, Chantel. You know, if you have a story that you want to tell, like let us know, man, because the more people that hear this, I'm praying that somebody watches this and it moves them to reach out to one of these ladies, you know, and talk to them because it means you can get through it. It means that although you may feel what you feel at that moment, you won't always feel that way because you're looking at these ladies right now, almost 30 years later, and she's still here and she can talk about it. So she got through the pain. So we're urging you to call 988 or reach out to one of these ladies because they're here for you. They're here for you. They can take you to. Can you bless us with one more piece before you go? Anything of choice that you want people to hear about on a happy note, on a inspirational note? What is this? This month is what's this? Breast Awareness Month. Matter of fact, Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and you are in a Fab 40 contest for breast cancer, right?
Yeah.
So anything that you want to share under any topic of your choice, I will allow you to do that. Please feel free.
Okay. So I'm gonna ask you. Do you want something new that I just wrote, or do you want something that I could just do from the top of my head, from reciting from my head?
Oh, so you telling me that you can just sit here and create on the spot. That's what you're
Oh, I
saying to
mean, I
me?
could do that, but I'm not. I'm saying something that I've already committed to memory.
Oh, okay. Committed to memory. Okay,
I
because
mean,
I was about to say,
I do
oh, she, woo.
freestyle, but when I'm led to, because I like to give God glory, so I don't play around. If I don't feel like I can really give it to Him, I'm not gonna play with His time. So it's something that I've committed to memory already, or something brand spanking new that He just gave me.
Okay, so let's go with this brand spanking new that he just gave me because maybe our listeners haven't heard it yet. Have they heard it yet? Is this
Not really, because
brand,
it's
brand,
brand
brand new?
spanking new,
Ooh, y'all ready? Fasten your seatbelts. Fasten your seatbelts.
and I'm gonna
You
have to
about to
read it from
get
my tablet.
y'all about to get the exclusive. What's this called?
I'm about to try to see which one I'm gonna give y'all because I've been writing. Um,
Anybody out here that wants to know what it takes to be a writer, any words of encouragement for them, anything you do to sharpen your writing skills for poetry?
you know, with writing for me, it's always, and this is again what I mean when I say the conviction. I only write because of chaos and pain or euphoria. So for me, like if I'm in a dead spell, it's sort of okay because it's pain and go through that makes me pen something. Unless I get like an inspiration and it's like, oh, I gotta get this out of me. But like for anything, like when it comes down to like dead spells or word blocks, you got to probably factor in what's going on in life at the moment for yourself. Take a pause, take a break, take a minute, and assess what's going on in life, and then commit to writing again. It's okay to take a pause because sometimes you need the pause to look around. So for me, if it's not an inspirational writing, I'm not really, there's no need for me to write. I got to,
Mm,
because I feel like anything that comes out my mouth is to head lift, is to
yes.
help somebody else as well. As well, I help myself, I inspire me, and then I inspire others. So I think that I go through these things, not even just for myself. I go through things so that I can help another person because a lot of times we're not being relatable to people.
Mm.
We're not. And until you go through and pain, you can't relate to nobody. You'll never understand nobody's truth until you've endured your own truth. And we don't have to go through the same identical things to understand each other's truths. So once you're going through something, that's what brings the compassion and the
Yeah.
ability to pin it,
Yes.
So I would just
All
say
right.
assess your surroundings.
So slow mo said, "Get raw, Queen."
Oh, I love you, Slow Mo. I can do because
Oh,
I'm trying to find my other stuff. It's not popping up on here. I had wrote this brand new piece that I wanted to share, and it's not on here for some reason. It's brand spanking new. I just sent it to, but it's not looking like it's on here. Maybe I've been reading it from somewhere else. Hold on, let me try to check because I know you got to go too. I don't want to hold nobody up, y'all.
oh no, we're fine. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, just so you know, you're listening to Story Time. My name is Crystal Bodie Smith. I'm your hope catalyst, and my mission is to stir up the gift, instill hope, and save lives. Your story matters too. If you have a story and it wants to be, you want it to be told, you want to share it, you want to inspire someone, you want to encourage someone, you want people to understand that they can go through what you went through and they will survive. DM me on either platform at Shout Crystal on, let's see, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, but now on Facebook it's under my name, Crystal Bodie Smith. But send me a message and say, I have a story. And I'll send you the form to fill out and we can make it happen. We are now kicking back up and going into season 3, and we're going to be doing some stories out on a regular basis. I actually have an interview tomorrow with another young lady about a big project that's going to take place in St. Louis. And so, even if you have a project or something of importance and you want the people to understand and see it and know what it is, let's talk about that too. It doesn't have to just be about your story. I do have other opportunities for you to also promote and market what you have going on. If it's life changing, if it's positive, I'm all for it. And so if you can't find that particular piece, I guess it's meant for you to give us a different one.
Yeah, it probably is. So I'm gonna ask you. I'm gonna say, give me my flowers. Family broke
Mm,
or positive reactions. You choose.
family broke.
Here
Because
we
I
go.
feel as though we have a lot of broken families out here in society today. So I think that might bless someone. Because I don't know if I heard that one before.
It's brand new. I've shared it a couple of times, but it's not circulated at all. This is called Family Broke. I usually, whenever I write, whatever the last word of my writing is, that's the name of the poem. So it might not even be what you think, but
Oh,
it's
wow.
always the last. If I say pretty, then that's the name of the poem.
Okay. Okay. That's an interesting strategy. So let's talk about that first. So, because people that are new to writing and being poets, they have to learn these strategies. So, where'd you get that strategy from? Did you hear somebody else doing it, or
No,
where'd you
it's
get?
just me. That's just my own thoughts. I'm like, you know what? Let's just do that. It's whatever the last word of your poem is, just name it that because it gets you wondering what could that be about. It's like family broke. So it doesn't matter. It could be ugly, it could be pretty, a yellow, whatever it is, I'm gonna name it that. Unless I name it first. It depends. If I name it first, then I just write to it. But then sometimes I wake up in the morning with inspiration and I just start writing with no title. And then when I'm done, I'm like, okay, family broke. So this is one of those. So you ready, guys?
We ready?
And I'm gonna recite it from my little tablet. So this is called Family Broke. It's written September 22nd, 2023. I've been chosen by my mother's egg to select one out of a million sperms floating. God is really dope and he's given me the power to destroy the yoke so all curses be broken. Bind every wicked spell spoken. Hatred is my enemy, but my love is golden with diamond coating. finding all that was lost, taking all that was taking back all that was stolen. God's in control, and I'm rocking and I'm rolling, I'm holding, I'm never folding. Walking on dry ground, pardon me, please. The Red Sea is now open. I'm a descendant of Moses, like nostrils in your nose. I knows I got you open. 2 times for the open. I won't apologize. This is my mic and this is my poem. Only positive words I'm quoting. Flowing in devotion like I'm flowing in the ocean. The leak of my pen is my love potion. But the negative folks who done misread the leak of my pen will have you floating like dead men in the ocean. Rejected by man, but God is steady doting on me. His daughter, his love is potent for me. So he went down to hell and snatched the keys of life and death out of the hands of the enemy for me. So I can deal with the enemy and anything that tries to hinder me. Generational curses are broken. Demons and imps, they gotta flee. We are fighting forces we cannot see. But God got the devil under our feet so we can never taste defeat. Living for God is sweet. We rolled real deep. I don't even have to speak. He reads my mind, our relationship on fleek. I wouldn't dare sleep on me. Don't you dare arouse God's jealousy. He's the only one that lays his hands on me, anoints me to spread his love on the streets. Keep your mouth off me and my family. God will spin the entire globe for me. I'm from the line of David. That's why I spit this poetry. I'm Peter's daughter. Cut your ear off in broad day and pray to God that you can still hear me. I'm Christian, but don't play. I'm a lady first, and God I trust, so you better fear me. And on that note, I shed what I shed. I wrote what I wrote. Consider all the generational curses on my bloodline and family broke. And that's that piece, Queen
Wow.
Liberati.
Wow. She said, she said,
I'm
um,
Peter's
I
daughter.
said what I said and I wrote what I wrote. Don't play with me. Wow. Well, honey, I tell you what, you are truly a blessing. Uh, and I thank you for sharing with us. I thank you for giving us a little bit of your story and letting people understand more about how Queen Liberati was birthed, letting people understand more about your suicide rival mission. And I'm so happy that now I think I hear you saying that now because I remember in your introduction one time before you said you used to start out by saying I'm a suicide rival and then you switched it, but now I'm hoping you went back to that. I'm
You
hoping that
know,
when you start out, that you start out by saying, I am Queen Liberati and I am a suicide rival. Because
rival.
that's so important to say that in the beginning. That's important to
Yeah,
say.
and I thank you for putting me on to that, because I am Queen Liberati, but I am suicide's rival. My name is Shirley Touzin. I'm a queen who rivals suicide. And so not to get it twisted, yeah, I'm a queen and all of that, but the first hat that I wear is suicide prevention because there's so many gifts and talents in the graveyard. There's so many people that have gone before their time and didn't get an opportunity to release all of the great things that they were sent here. We're only sitting here, like I just had a funeral, and I had to write a poem and read a poem at my girlfriend's funeral. And as I watched her in the coffin, she was comfortable. She did it all. Everybody packed out that room. She
Mm.
didn't leave not one rock unturned. She did her assignment. And so when you're here, you're selected as a champion to bring forth a contribution, to deposit the gifts in you. So when you leave, everybody's afraid to die. I'm not afraid to die anymore because I know that I'm emptying myself. So if I were to die tonight, it's okay because I'm emptying myself. I'm not
Mm.
going to die full. I'm going to die
Mm.
empty. Once you leave this
Mm.
planet, you're all working, right? We're all working to become a better version of ourselves. God just, and that's the piece I wanted to give tonight. Is once you become the better version, and that's why a lot of people don't want to work towards it. Because when you become a better version of yourself, your physical person can no longer, you're too big for this shell. You have to get your wings.
So I need to let you go ahead and get that off because it sounds to me like there's a message you have for the people about being a better version of yourself. So please share.
Becoming the best version of yourself, as arduous of a task as it may be, And as hard as the obstacles you face may be, your only point of being here is to rid yourself or empty yourself of all the giftings and all the contributions that God put in you to give to someone else. It's almost like Jackie Joyner Kersey running, or what's her name, Shar Richardson. You pass a baton. You leave a baton. Your contribution is a baton. You pass that to the next person. You empty out yourself and pass it to another person. They do the same thing. You get your wings. Who you bring to your funeral? I don't live
Mm,
for my life. I live
mm,
for packing up my funeral. I live
mm.
for everybody to hear what contributions I did so that they can go live a contribution worthy life. Go
Wow.
contribute something instead of
Mm,
judging somebody. Won't you be somebody that makes somebody better? Not
mm.
by judging them. Be you. Show them that you was a stripper too. Because a lot of people want to call people hoes and whores and this and that. But you're
Ooh.
not telling nobody you was a whore too before you got together. Get into the mind of a person before you try to judge a person. Contribute you to them. Your valid points are your harsh points, are the pain. You trying to put your pain under the rug. You don't want nobody to see that. You're so ashamed of it. But don't you know that's your jewelry? That's your cape. Because I'm living. Yeah, you raped me. Yeah, you did that. Yeah, you left. But look, my beautification has nothing to do with nothing but resilience.
Mm,
God has me here. So all those things could not thwart what God's purpose and plan was. I could have been hung, but he didn't allow it because this person you see is made of all of the things that I wanted to do: the suicide, the divorce, the miscarriage, the poverty, the shame, the pain, the rejection. This is why you see me. Without those things, you wouldn't see this. Sometimes you got to just let the multifaceted part of you show. Be yourself. Because once you do that, the contribution is already being given out. Stop robbing the world of the contribution of you. You're
mm.
waiting. I want to be like Queen. No, you don't. You want to be like you, Shout Crystal. You want to be like you, Lene. You want to be like you, Chantel. Because if you do me, I'm not getting nothing from you. The
Mm,
contribution of you is what I need because that's going to give me my wings. Are you crazy?
mm.
And I'm going to stop here
Wow.
because I'm like, God, listen here. I came here to do poetry. You always try to do
Wow.
something extra. God, me and God
Wow.
got this funny relationship. He always try to do something. Let me go and get myself together, y'all.
Wow. Wow. She said, "Do you and don't be trying to do her or nobody else." And that's important. We, the scripture that says we are all uniquely and wonderfully made. And that's so true. Everybody has a gift of their own, and nobody else's gift will work for somebody else. It's only meant for you. And if somebody else tried to do it, it won't work. It won't work. That's why whenever like somebody be like, let me write down my idea because somebody might steal it, they can steal it. It ain't gonna work. It's not gonna be the same.
You can never
Because
do it like Shout
if
Crystal.
God gives it to you, it's not gonna be the same. So you don't ever have to worry about that if you're walking in your purpose. Well, Queen, I thank you. I want to ask you, do you have any, I mean, you just gave us some words, but any final remarks that you'd like to leave with the people on, once again, how they can follow you, anything you want to remind them of, voting or anything, please feel free.
Giving honor to God first and foremost. Thank you, God, that you spared my life no matter what. To be gentle with yourselves, the same way you gonna tell another person something nice and, oh girl, just it's okay. You dust yourself off the same way. Also, be yourself. That's the only contribution you're here to give. You're not here to do nothing spectacular. That's the most spectacular thing you're here to do. And number 3 or 4, whatever that is to never ever look to the side or to the right or to the left. Stay focused on the plan that God has for you. And it doesn't mean it's going to be perfect, but it's going to be worth it. Never deviate from what God has showed you. It's okay. It might be a little scruffy right here, rough around the edges, but God is perfecting you. Don't
Mm-hmm.
quit prematurely. Wait for your change and be the
Mm,
change that you seek.
mm. Wow. Well, thank you. Jamal Small says good night, everybody. Thank you, Jamal, Chantel, Ruth, Lene, Slow Mo, Sheila, Thank y'all for popping in here. For
I
anybody and
love
everybody who will
everybody
come
here. I
back.
love y'all.
Yes.
Fat
Anybody
40,
else?
Fat 40, 40 can't help me, y'all. I need,
Yes.
Mama needs some new
Vote,
wigs.
vote,
Mama gotta
vote,
get the baby
vote,
some
vote.
shoes.
She said she wants some new wigs, y'all. She didn't say she want no food for the babies, clothes for the babies. She said she wants some wigs, y'all.
Cause you know the wigs is gonna get the
Help
food
her,
for the
Lord.
kids. They gonna get the food for the kids. Let Mama get some new wigs.
Woo! Y'all, thank y'all so much. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. Come on back over here. Check out some of the live interviews we have. Vote, 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 vote. Lene, tell the people when the next contest is. Saved by Grace winner right here. Y'all see it. By KR. Saved by Grace winner. 1977. Not sure what that's for, slow mo, but it's there. Make sure y'all
That's
definitely
our year.
go
That's our
follow
year.
go follow Queen Liberatti on Instagram. Queen Liberatti on Instagram this coming Saturday. Be there if you have a poem you want to share. Shout Crystal on Instagram. So many people, Lene, Slow Mo, so many people. When you go, you'll find everybody over there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We're
Thank
gonna
you,
get out of here
everybody.
once again. We want to tell you to keep hope alive. Whatever it is you're going through, you can get through it. God will not bring you through it, or he will not bring you to it if he's not going to bring you through it. And he's not going to bring you through it unless he's going to take you out of it. You know what I mean? I mean, it's just that simple. He's going to take you all the way out of it, and then you're going to have a story to tell. All right? Have a blessed evening. Good night, everybody. See you on the next episode. We'll be back here tomorrow night. I think at 8 o'clock tomorrow night or 9 o'clock with that special interview, and then we'll start back our season 3. So be on the lookout, y'all. Have a blessed evening. Good night. Thank you so much for tuning in. Queen Liberati, much love. New York
Much love to
City
the
in the
kids.
house. New York
Thank
City in
you
the
for having me,
building.
Queen.
Thank you. Yes, yes, yes. Congratulations again. Y'all have a good night. Thank you. You
Good
were
night.
listening to Story Time. Bye bye.